Hey beautiful people, happy 20th week of 2021. Mansoor here with you and you're watching Positive Everyday. Now before we jump into our video, I quickly want to mention that actually let's just dive into it. Since I started this channel, I figured that there are some important information missing and I think it's mandatory to put it out there and share it with you guys. Let's start with why I decided to start this channel. Straight to the point, YouTube has a ton of money in the long run. Even though money is not the only reason why I decided to start this channel, but it was a triggering point. We'll talk more into this in a bit. Most people don't have the slightest clue on how much the creators make on YouTube. They might have heard or they might have read somewhere how much the mega YouTubers like PewDiePie or MrBeast make. However, they don't have an idea how much the middle or the lower class YouTubers make. After I did some research and scrolled through my social media, I figured that YouTube has too much money. Habibi, my brother, wallahi billahi, I am telling you, YouTube give you very much money. Khalas. For some people this might be very shocking and some might not even believe on how much the fairly new YouTubers make. By the way, when I'm saying fairly new YouTubers, I don't mean like people who created their accounts in the past few months, but pretty much people who have been in the industry for the past 3 to 4 years. Now, are you ready to get shocked? These people make over $500,000 annually, and this is with the worst case scenario, literally the worst case scenario. Now, I know this sounds ridiculous, but hear me out. For a new YouTube startup, if nothing goes wrong and if there is no other sort of problems along the way and if everything goes as planned, a 4 to 5 year old YouTube channel could easily make well over $5 million per year. Keeping in mind that this includes revenue from YouTube as well as revenues from other sources of income like merchandise sales, sponsorships, affiliates, Patreons, and other social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and more. Now, I know a lot of what I just said is hard to digest, but let's have a deeper look into this. First of all, there are many factors to this. Your video getting monetized on YouTube and how much you're getting paid from YouTube mostly matters on what type of contents you're publishing on YouTube. If the contents that you're making are related to investing, finance, or pretty much money related stuff, you will get paid more. And this is because the people who wants to place ad on your videos are happy to pay a lot more money to advertise their products, to gather more customers, to make profit out of those customers, and the customers are happy to pay more money if they're satisfied with the product, and so in the circle you end up getting a piece of it. And there are other topics like going in a walk in the morning, or how to drink water, or even how to take a shit properly. Well, okay, maybe not that, but you get the idea. The point is that these topics doesn't involve a lot of money. Therefore, people are not happy to pay you or YouTube a lot of money to advertise their morning walks. But when I'm saying that a 4 or 5 year old YouTube channel could easily make over $500,000 annually with the worst case scenario, I also want to add that this is a done deal. However, there are also a few things to keep in mind. It is said easier than done. I joined YouTube welcoming the hard work and the no pay for now so that I can get the reward later. But we will talk more about my plans for this channel. However, first and foremost, over 90% of YouTube channel startups end up failing for various reasons. It could be that they're not passionate enough about it, or they don't have the patience, or a number of other reasons. Starting a YouTube channel and nurturing it to grow is just one of those things. It doesn't have income at the beginning, it doesn't move forward, and it's pretty much super darn slow at the beginning. But anyways, going back to our point where YouTubers make over $500,000 with worst case scenario, and this is a done deal, I want to add that this is where they've worked their ass off for the past 3 to 4 years. Keeping in mind that if you've been doing something for a year, how much capacity you have to learn in that time span and also to apply it to your work. And if you've been doing something for 4 years, how much have you learned to apply it to your work to further improve your contents?
Well, when life gives you lemons.
Without a doubt, there is always room for learning and for further improving your contents. It doesn't matter if you've been doing something for over 10 years. You might have heard this a lot, but the quality of work is as important as the quantity. And if one is not able to put these two together, then rest assured that the chances of success is very vulnerable. Another fact that you want to take into account is consistency. If you're covering all the above on your channel, but you're not consistent with your content, it's all for nothing. So consistency should be at the center of them all. If you can cannot guarantee your audience with fresh contents, then slowly but surely your channel will fade away. But if this is something that you enjoy doing, then you shouldn't worry too much about it. Which brings us to the next point why I decided to start this channel. YouTube is one of my favorite platforms and I've been using YouTube for a long time. I use YouTube more than Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and all the rest of them social media combined. I literally YouTube myself to sleep every night, and I wouldn't be surprised if I find myself waking up to an alarm clock playing a YouTube video. So I do enjoy quite a bit being a creator on YouTube, and this is something that I really take pleasure doing. I have the skills, I have the relevant knowledge, and YouTube is something that will keep growing over time to a point where at some stage this could be your biggest asset. And I think it's very important that if you're doing anything, it should be something that you really enjoy doing it, and you're willing to put up to over 100 hours a week into that, like literally over 100 hours a week into that. Not like a 9-to-5 job where you keep watching the clock when it hits 5 o'clock so they can go home. Honestly, that sucks, and I've been there. And this is if you don't like your job or whatever you're doing. Of course, there are a lot of people doing a 9-to-5 job which they love doing it, but for the rest, one can survive off it, but at the end of the day, being too exhausted and not looking to the next day or to the coming Monday is just not worth it. Having that said, the final reason why I decided to start this channel is there are a lot of progress, a lot of development, and a lot of changes happening in the world that majority of people are unaware of, and I think it would be very beneficial for everyone. They should be informed so that they can keep up with the change. So if I have the relevant knowledge and skills and YouTube is something that I like doing, then why didn't I start doing it earlier? Well, the reason for that is because, like many more people, I didn't know that you could make a decent living off YouTube, let alone making millions of dollars. I think spreading and talking about this information is positive, and making people aware of what is happening and what is coming is just a good thing overall. And what better way to share it all right here over with you guys. I feel very positive about this, and I think myself as well as many more people will benefit of this. For example, the world is changing into electric vehicles as well as in electricity overall, and it's interesting that a lot of people doesn't know about it. As an example, the first fossil fuel engine was manufactured in the late 1800s, and it took well over a century for them to get to where they are today. However, with the world transitioning into electric vehicles, it could take just over a decade to completely transit into electric vehicles. This achievement just seems impossible for the people who doesn't have the relevant understanding about this. However, the change is going to happen regardless. This could be the biggest disruption in human history. I have created another video explaining the disruption and how the change could affect everyone, and I highly recommend you watching it for a better understanding. So you can click the link right over here to watch the video. How fast the change is happening is just unbelievable, and surprisingly, majority of people don't even realize it. For those who are unaware and unprepared for the change in the new era, the results could be catastrophic. For example, if someone is investing or dealing long-term with something that the market demand could crush to the ground, which it will and which is inevitable, is just miserable. And this is as real as it can be. This is just one of the examples, and there are enormous changes happening around the world that people are unaware of, and it will really be beneficial for them to keep up with the change. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the sweet stuff. My target with this channel is that in the next 5 years till 2026, this channel would be bringing in over $1 million in revenue, and this would be the worst case scenario. Basically, with all the possible troubles that this channel could face, the channel should still be able to bring in over $1 million per year. That is every single year and only growing. And that is only and only from YouTube ad revenue. No sponsorships, no merchandise sales, and pretty much not taking into account all the other possible incomes that could come up along the way. And the best part is that the channel will only keep growing faster and bigger. And in 10 years, the best case scenario that I've calculated for this channel is that this channel would be bringing in an astonishing $8 million every single year. However, this time it would be the best case scenario, keeping in mind that if everything goes as planned and if the channel was able to eliminate all those checklists, including the revenue from other social media. I know these numbers sounds ridiculous, and I couldn't believe this myself at the beginning. However, these are something that is happening right now. There are one-person channel who are making way more than this, and I'm not talking about the huge mega channels like PewDiePie and MrBeast, or even channels like Logan Paul. Pretty much people who've been in the industry for the past 3 to 4 years. Now, I know this does seem a long way to go, and this is a huge achievement, but I believe that with enough hard work and dedication, this is something that I can achieve. But remember, none of this would be possible without the support of you beautiful people. So if you already haven't subscribed to this channel, you know what to do. Now, as I said earlier, how much YouTube pays you, it really depends on the type of content you're creating. But hey, I've done my research on that side, and that's not something that I'm I'm worrying about. To add a little bit more on that, here on this channel I will be covering most of the contents related to Elon Musk and his companies like Tesla and SpaceX, some of the stocks and stock market, not so much about investing. However, where possible I'll talk about cryptocurrency because I think the cryptocurrency is the future of currency. And last but not least, I'll be talking about some very interesting infographic contents. Now, having said that, let's talk about what I think of the future of YouTube. Earlier I mentioned that YouTube channels are growing every single day, and that applies to YouTube itself as well. YouTube is already playing a huge role in the social media, but this is going to change very soon. YouTube is going to be bigger than anyone is realizing. In the near future, I believe YouTube will replace all the TV channels, all the movie platforms like Netflix and Disney Plus, and all the learning system could move onto YouTube. Like all there is to learn, it would be available on YouTube literally for free. I'll repeat it again, everything there is to learn, it would be available on YouTube for completely free. Unless you want to buy YouTube Premium, which has its own benefit, but we don't want to go there. Now, there are many bases to this, which I'll not go into, but one of the reasons for this is that the whole planet will have access to the fast and reliable internet, and also cheap. And this is not a prediction. This is already happening. This is already on the way, and thanks to Elon Musk. With him sending tens of thousands of Starlink satellites in space, the changes would step in very soon. Remember, this is a multi-trillion-dollar disruption on its own, and I have plans to make a whole new video talking about this, so stay tuned for that. With the expansion of the internet, there are millions and millions of people joining YouTube and other social media platforms every single day. Imagine the whole planet having fast, reliable and cheap internet. Everything would just explode. Now, YouTube is going to be an all-in-one platform. You want to watch your favorite movie, you want to watch your favorite TV show, you want to watch your favorite learning videos, they're all on YouTube. So even though most of the things are already on YouTube, but I think with more people joining YouTube and more people basically having access to the internet and joining social media, a lot of things are going to change in the future. Another very interesting thing that is underway is that the education system will fully shift online. There is no question that the current education system is garbage, waste of time and super expensive. And I strongly believe that this would be on YouTube as well, but it is still to be seen because there are a lot of government policies and all of that involved. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see for that. Now, the topic is long and I don't want to discuss it here. However, if you guys want me to talk more on this, let me know in the comment section below and I'll see to it. But again, not a lot of people is saying the big change that is happening, and some people might not like the change. However, there is no stopping it. With that having said, guys, we've come to the end of our today's video, and if you guys don't want to miss on our upcoming amazing infographic contents, make sure to follow us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. And also, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like on the video, as it really does support the channel. And if you have any question, any suggestion, or just a comment in general, come hang out with me in the comment section below. Remember guys, you're amazing, be positive every day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.